Well, my next guest may know what Governor Blagojevich is going through lately. He was a Chicago politician who now is the host of the Cliff Kelley radio show. Please welcome Cliff Kelley from Chicago. Give him a big round of applause. How you doing, Cliff?
Thank you.
Cliff, now we did this interview early, and we know that today that he went before his accusers in Springfield, and I thought it acquitted himself fairly well. I thought he, he argued his point. Now I don't know that that'll do any good, but he actually did go and fight his case in front of the Senate.
Right. He did what would be called a closing statement. He probably did what his lawyer would have done had he been represented by counsel.
Right.
But he is a lawyer, and I think he did a great job.
Now, listen to those tapes. And I'm not going to hide my affinity for this guy. I never met him before then. But to me, we have become such a trivial place that we will impeach a man for having sex or lying about having sex with a woman. Right. In California, we will impeach a guy because he raises taxes on license plates and because the energy gets out of control. We'll impeach a guy for saying some things on tape. But a man can take us to war and lie, and we won't do a damn thing about that. That makes me so mad. And I tell you what else. I'll tell you what else. I think that it takes courage to kind of say you're wrong. I think once people get a kind of a lynch mentality where they've been presented all this evidence and they go, wow, now we have to impeach this guy. I think...
Well, you know, Dale, you are totally correct. And the problem here is that people have this belief that if the government goes out and arrests someone, that there's got to be something wrong. Right. That isn't necessarily true. Right. And particularly those of us who were subject to COINTELPRO and you know what FBI did to Dr. King and said he should kill himself and all that sort of thing. If it was such a rush and you're going to file these documents of criminality and you're supposed to, by rule, indict the governor within 30 days, why did the U.S. attorney say, I need an additional 90 days?
Well, now,
he still hasn't been indicted.
Which brings me to my other question. Now, if he isn't indicted, then doesn't he have some kind of recourse if he's impeached but not indicted?
You remember, you saw the tapes of Reverend Jeremiah Wright.
Right.
The president's preacher.
Right.
Minister.
I know Jeremiah.
Yeah.
I got it.
Oh, you remember that?
Right. I very much do.
But if you saw the entire tape, the entire sermon, it's a totally different meaning. So this could be the same thing. When the U.S. attorney...
If you mention Jeremiah Wright on my show, I'm sure I'm in trouble. So, no, I'm just kidding. I do think things can be taken out of context.
Absolutely. When the U.S. attorney only gives you a certain part, obviously he's going to give you what he feels is something that is going to go against the governor. So there's one or two things. They could extend it. What they really should have done, in my opinion, to be fair to everyone, is to allow the indictment and the trial to come up first.
Let me ask you something specific.
Sure.
Like, you had problems with the law. You did 9 months in jail.
A lot of people.
And 6 months in jail. And you bounced back and you're very successful. Your voice is still being heard. Is there possible redemption if this goes on for government?
The problem with me is I would do exactly the same thing again. I did nothing wrong. That has nothing to do. We have what's called selective prosecution. You mentioned the fact that Governor Blagojevich has all kinds of talent and so forth, and he's a personable individual, and I think he will come out of this okay. Well, Cliff, he may not be in office, but I think he's going to do fine.
If he listens to you, he'll be all right. It is a pleasure to talk to you, man.
Listen,
give him a big
keep up the great work.
Thank you. Likewise.